Hi, this is Lynn, and welcome back. Today we're talking about ILUS International, ticker symbol ILUS, one of the fastest expanding OTC stocks that you want to know about. It's a 15-cent stock, and you can see here on the screen several purchases of companies that ILUS has made over the past 15 months, from eRaptor to BCD Fire, TBC, Bullhead, and more. This company is constantly making more acquisitions as they move to grow and expand to a higher level in OTC and hopefully eventually to uplist to the NASDAQ. You can see here the Yahoo Finance profile for ILUS, and their stock has been sliding back year to date. Although it's not a big drop, it is something to watch out for. Remember that OTC stocks are highly risky, and I only invest money in OTCs that I can afford to lose. High risk versus high reward. And remember to give this video a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Also here you can see their market cap is only 1 million, and they don't have a PE ratio of the moment because they're not earning money. They have an average volume traded per day of about 15 million shares. So there's a lot of trading going on in the stock you want to watch out for. An opportunity to make money on short-term trades. So ILUS, noted in this article from April 4th, provides an update on progress and second quarter plans. They're a mergers and acquisitions company focused on acquiring and developing public safety technology-based companies across the globe. To summarize current progress and outline some expected highlights for the second quarter of 2022, they cut this article. ILUS previously announced that its audit by this LLP company is underway and will be completed during the summer of 2022, following which it plans to uplist to the OTCQB. I'm really glad to hear about this audit. That makes me feel a lot more confident, and I love to hear also that they're planning on that uplist. Having completed 3 acquisitions during the first quarter of 2022, ILUS also made significant sales progress within its group. ILUS will submit its filings for the first quarter when required on the 15th of May. During the first quarter, ILUS completed the acquisition of Vera drones, Curve XR, and Georgia Fire and Rescue Supply. In addition to previously discussed acquisition plans during the second quarter, ILUS is planning to complete the acquisition of a significant wildfire company with sales in 70 countries. That's huge, including the US. The company is also planning to complete the acquisition of a well-established and rapidly expanding US-based emergency response communications company. ILUS is also continuing with its due diligence on a potential acquisition with over $100 million in annual revenue. In terms of progress with current ILUS acquisitions, according to the group sales forecast for the second quarter, the outlook is very positive. During its January 2022 annual shareholders meeting, ILUS announced plans to create a defense subsidiary using its existing capability to manufacture products for the defense sector. The company's already been manufacturing firefighting equipment and vehicles for the defense sector. However, this will soon be supplemented by defense acquisitions. ILUS is currently working on a significant defense acquisition, with discussions progressing well thus far. We all know there's a lot of money in defense. I worked in the field recently for 9 years, been on site on Army and Air Force bases, and it's amazing the budgets they have, which is great to defend our country. Within weeks, the company will release information on the details and incentives for shareholders to lock up their shares in a preference category for defined period, following release of the information during the month of April 2022. Interested shareholders will be offered the opportunity to register their interest for the share lockup, which is expected to commence during the second quarter of 2022. This is a great strategy, which I totally support. ILUS Managing Director John Paul Backwell commented, as stated in the most recent shareholder Q&A released this past weekend, we have accomplished a great deal in only 15 months, although we do believe that the next 6 months will be even more exciting for ILUS and its shareholders. So now let's take a look at Vera Drones. They are a company that, again, was acquired recently by ILUS. They have industrial heavy drones for logistics in hard-to-reach areas and rescue operations. So Vera Drones creates industrial heavy drones that are an alternative for helicopters, free of the helicopter limitations. So they have a key feature of the drones is a unique stabilization system that provides vertical takeoff and landing in any conditions and in any weather. So their mission is to save more lives and make hard-to-reach areas accessible at a reasonable cost. Here you see their rescue drones and their logistic drones. And you can see that they have quite a range of flight as well as an excellent speed, and they're fully unmanned robots. They can provide logistics in remote areas to offshore mining facilities, roadless areas, mountains, bridgeless rivers, islands, areas with bad climate conditions. Rescue operations. These drones would be great rescuing from skyscrapers, hard to reach areas, extreme weather conditions, and service ambulances. So on March 21st, ILUS did send out a note that you should be aware of, if you're a shareholder like me, that their share structure SS update is being completed and will be visible on the 1st of April or shortly thereafter. This is because the TA updates the changes on the 1st and 15th of each month, and their latest update should reflect on or very shortly after the 1st. In the meantime, they can confirm that, as stated previously, the current amount of ILUS outstanding shares is 1.2 billion, and the company is reducing these outstanding shares by a further 180 million. This is really great news. We previously confirmed the simultaneous issuing of 3 blocks of restricted shares for completed acquisitions, which will result in the outstanding shares remaining in the region of 1 to 2 billion at the time of the SS update. As mentioned above, we expect the update to reflect around the 1st of April. So they're continuing efforts to further reduce outstanding shares down to 1 billion. That would be good progress. We have therefore actively considered the options to offer shareholders an opportunity to lock up shares in a preferred category. Let's look at the ILUS stock chart. Here you can see the 1-year stock chart. They reached a low on August of 2021, then the stock ran up quickly to a high of around 41 cents. And you can see it was pretty bumpy after that. It then ran back to pretty much the same high. It was almost 50 cents then, and since then it's been sliding back down to the current level you see here, where ILUS seems to be somewhat basing, although creeping upward. You could see here a support level of 11 cents and a resistance level of around 15 cents. Next, let's look at the ILUS stock chart for year to date. Again, you see that same run up and slide back. Short term on this 1-month chart, you can see in these 1-day candlesticks, again, a resistance level of a little less than 17 cents. Now let's look at market watch stats for ILUS. You can see for the year, the stock is up 53%, but year to date, they're down 48%, and for the past 3 months, down about 50%. But it is currently going through a recovery. 1 month, it's up about 19%, and the 5-day performance shows a little bit less than 1% improvement. So one thing you should be aware of with ILUS, as I mentioned, OTC stocks can be fairly dangerous because, for one thing, hedge funds and many other traders love to short these stocks because it's a lot easier to send the price down. You can see the average percentage of volume shorted over the last 5 days of around 35%. So that is a significant amount of downward pressure on the stock. So ILUS has been able to kick that for the moment. Let's hope it continues. Again, looking at the ILUS security details, you can see they have 187 million market cap. They have 2 million authorized shares now and outstanding shares of 1.2 million. So held at DTC is the difference of 735 million shares. They have a float of 342 million. I'm looking forward to that, bringing it down further so the stock can move easier on good news. But that's a lot better than a lot of floats I see in OTC companies. I'm also looking forward to seeing some updated financials on ILUS. Here are details from Q2 of last year when they had some fantastic revenue increase of 462%. And the CEO mentioned other financial details he's made available. I have not been able to find them. If you see them somewhere, if you could send me a link or let me know where to find them, I'd appreciate it. But you can see on the screen here the details of all the acquisitions that ILUS went through in 2021 Q2. One last thing you should be aware of is that ILUS submitted filings on 31st of March 2022. Those are the filings I couldn't find. And corrections are being made, most notably on actual 750,000 Cicero shares, which was filed as 750 million shares at error. This is currently being corrected. I'd love to hear your thoughts about ILUS in the comments below. What do you think about this stock? Are you invested in it? Are you going to buy more shares? Are you thinking of selling? Also, let me know about any other stocks that you are liking right now or any other stocks you'd like me to review. Also, remember to go here to go to the description below to sign up for our 60 Perfect newsletter so you could be notified before videos like this come out. And you could go here to see our other videos on ILUS as well as on another hot OTC stock that you will want to know about.